Where's the
Hello, I'm Big O.
And I'm Beef.
And today we're going to be doing our obligatory E3 2009 recap video. Well, we were pretty much just going to cover the main three companies. And I guess we'll get the show rolling with Nintendo.
Do we have to?
I prefer to get the worst out of the way quick.
Are you sure that's the worst?
Anyway, let's start things off with Metroid Other M. I believe you had some thoughts on that.
Well, the thing is, like, hooray, we're getting another Metroid, you know? No, it's not the first one on the Wii, so
No.
not bad, but first off, no Itagaki, if I said that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Like, you're going to be watching this video. Anyway, but another thing is like, just Metroid. I haven't gone all the way through the Metroid Prime series or whatever it is, but it worked. I played most of the first one, some of the second, and none of the third. But like, it was a first person shooter. I don't know why they didn't keep it with the Wii controls, because all I heard was amazing things on the controls for the last one. So, you know, and Nintendo went, hey, it works. Let's fuck it up.
Well, my whole thing is, yeah, it's a new Metroid game, but it almost looks like it might as well just be a new Ninja Gaiden game. I mean, I realize that's because it's made by the same people, but at the same time, if I wanted to play Ninja Gaiden, I would play Ninja Gaiden.
And it's going to be $30 cheaper at this point.
Yeah. Alright, I think next ahead on here was Mario Galaxy 2. I mean, I can only speak for myself on this one, but I'm just really not excited for this.
Well, let's get this out there. I mean, everybody and their mother loves, you know, Mario Galaxy. Apparently, we're not a part of this world because we really didn't like it. We'll talk about it in another episode or something like that, but we just didn't like Mario Galaxy, and it really just seems like, you know, they just took exactly what they had. Granted, they have Yoshi. You know, it's something... That's why it came out so quickly, is because it's the exact same thing. It just... I don't know. Like, you'll have to watch another video where we actually talk about why we don't like it, because we could go on for days about this.
Well, my whole thing is there's really no... I really just feel like they pulled this game out of nowhere, just simply because they received such bad press at last year's E3 about not having a new Mario or Zelda or Metro or anything like that. So like, oh crap, we need to come out with something. Here, take this. And that's just all it felt like to me. And I'm sorry, it just doesn't sound like the makings of a good game to me. I could be wrong.
Well, then you also got the other Mario, if you want to talk about that one.
My whole theory with the new Super Mario Brothers for the Wii, which I already bought the game for the DS, and I'm sorry, it looks exactly the same. I mean, any thoughts?
Well, that's needless to say, it's not a bad thing. It was a good game on the DS, but it's exactly like the one on the DS.
I mean, I have no intention of buying the one for the Wii simply because I already bought it.
Anything else from?
It looks like the last thing I wrote down here from Nintendo is the Vitality sensor, which...
Insert penis joke.
I just didn't care about this thing. I started watching the video for it, and I got up and made a sandwich.
I really can't see how you get excited over it, because they showed us a picture. Like, that's like saying, hey, look, this is Pamela Anderson, and this is why she's awesome. But she's not there. Like, come on.
Alright, I think that about wraps up everything we had for Nintendo. I guess move on to Microsoft?
Sure.
Alright. The first thing I wrote down here was Metal Gear Solid Rising, because we haven't really had time to go into this yet, but Beef and I are both huge Metal Gear fans.
And this was... Once I was done with Metal Gear Solid 4, this was the story. I was like... Everybody hated Raiden, but like I was like, dude, this would be the most amazing thing. It's the smart thing to do, because at the time Kojima was not going to be a part of anything Metal Gear Solid after that point, or at least Solid Snake. So I was like, this is the obvious choice of what they need to do, which they did.
Which, I don't know, there's two things. My first thing with Metal Gear Rising is a lot of people seem to have the idea that it's a 360 exclusive, and the thing is, it's not. It's, I believe, when did we hear that it's coming out on the PS3 also?
I've heard is like people they asked them at E3 and they said, "Well, is it going to be exclusive?" They said all Microsoft said was it's coming out on the 360. They didn't say anything other than that. And then I think I heard in another statement from another company they said it's not going to be an exclusive. It's coming out to the PS3. So
Yeah, I read an article online on PSExtreme.com that's relatively to the same effect.
yeah. So
Um,
next.
oh, also for Metal Gear Solid Rising, I wanted to say the only reason I'm really not excited for this game is simply because I also read another article that said where Kojima admitted that he has nothing to do with this game, or it's essentially was I think it was his idea and that was it. He left it in the team of his he left it in the hands of his developers and
Well, of what I know, he's putting all his energy right now into
the Peace Walker.
Peace Walker, but
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe because the thing was like for me, I'm talking about more, but like Peace Walker, I saw stuff, so I'm more excited about it. I saw gameplay. It's not just a picture, you know. So like maybe what it is, they're trying to get Peace Walker done, and maybe he'll go. Like that's what I'm hoping for, you know. Fingers crossed. But I'm hoping like he'll get Peace Walker done, and they'll go over there and be like, "Wow, you guys really fucked this up. Why don't you change this, this, and this?" That's just my thoughts.
Let's see. Next here, I got the Rock Band Beatles game, which I'll admit at Microsoft's press conference they had a pretty impressive show for it.
Well, you get the actual what's left of the Beatles. Of course, it's going to be, but
my whole point, I thought this was kind of unnecessary, simply because everybody who's in the Rock Band scene knows about this game already, and by this point, you know whether you want to buy it or not.
well, you got to remember their ploy of doing that. They're trying to get like for the moms and dads out there that went, "Hey, wait a second, there's actually a game on the Beatles." Like they'll actually want to play that.
I guess that's true, and I guess the whole point was just to get people
Exactly.
more aware
It's
of
more,
it,
yeah, because
but-
like you know the news and all them were like, "Oh, holy crap, Sir Paul McCartney," and you know they're here. So like then the parents see it on Fox television.
Okay, alright, I guess that's true. So squashed my problem right there. The next thing, which by the way, I am getting that day it comes out. Next I had the Project Natal and the Natal.
And Skynet.
Yes, which that thing is going to take over the world, by the way. I don't know. I mean, you were the one who kind of brought this up to me, but I sort of ran with the idea that this is essentially a pedo simulator.
Oh yeah, it's a pedophile Sims game basically.
Well,
It's not free, but
I remember I thought that when they have the picture of the little boy there, and the girl puts something in front of the microphone, and the kid grabs it. I'm like, yeah.
How responsive is that going to be?
Here, want to play with something?
Oh man.
But
Is it bad we always get to penis jokes?
I personally don't think we get enough penis jokes, but really, what else can you say about that? You got anything else?
I guess there's also the camera, which I'm not sure. The Project Natal is working on both the Milo, the creepy Milo, and the camera, which is going to be like the new interface. You can do all that, which is cool and everything. I don't know how responsive it's going to be. I think it's just going to be like, the Wii controls. It's going to be somewhat responsive, but not what we're hoping it will be. So.
Yeah, and actually, more on that when we get to Sony's
Mm-hmm.
press conference. We're actually going to take a quick break right now and be back with part 2 in a second.